Have you ever been cruising on your river trike and noticed that once you got up to speed, your legs were just spinning because you had no pedal resistance left, even in the highest gear? This is called ghost pedaling. What if I told you I had an easy and inexpensive way to fix this? That's what we're going to do today. We're replacing the factory chainring with a larger 52-tooth chainring. This changes the bike's gearing, giving you more pedal resist at higher speeds so you can keep contributing power while pedaling. Let's get into it.
Warning! This video is for entertainment purposes only. I'm just a dumbass that likes to tinker with things, and I am in no way responsible for any damages if you try what you see on my videos and you have issues. Please contact a licensed professional for any modifications that you would like to do. This modification is for testing purposes only. While I have taken every effort possible, you are assuming all responsibilities. Tinker at your own risk.
For this upgrade, we're going to need a 52-tooth crankset, 15mm wrench, Phillips head screwdriver, set of ratchets, 3/8 and 1/2 inch Allen keys. I would also invest in an 8mm Allen key that connects to your 3/8 ratchet. That's going to allow you to have a lot more leverage whenever you're removing the crank arm. And a crankset removal tool. I recommend only using the Park Tools removal set like this. I'll go ahead and link this in the description. If you buy the cheaper generic ones, odds are you're going to end up stripping the threads on side of your crank wheel, and then you're not going to have a lot of fun. So definitely just spend a few bucks, get a good one. Park Tools is always the way to go on that. For our next step, we're going to go ahead and use a 5mm Allen key, and we're going to remove all of these screws. They are going to be a little bit tight, but you should be able to loosen them up. The point of this is we're trying to get our 52-tooth crankset and the chainring off of this pedal assembly because we're going to use this on the other pedal assembly that's currently attached to the bike. So again, they're going to be a little tight, but nothing that you can't remove. Once it's removed, you're going to see that the chainring is going to fall right out. Be careful because these screws come right out from the bottom of it. Go ahead and move them aside, and then your chain guard, all you have to do is just twist this a little bit and your chain guard comes out. What you're interested in is having these right there. Okay, let's get to the bike. Let's go ahead and get the pedal removed. 15mm open and box wrench is all you need. Once you break it loose, the pedal should spin right off. It might be a little tight at first, but on the right side, the pedal goes counterclockwise. Now that the pedal is off, we want to go ahead and remove this crank arm. Or sorry, we want to remove the crank arm bolt. Okay, now that that's off, again, we want to use the Park Tools crank arm removal tool. I'm going to go ahead and thread that on to the crank arm here. Once that's tight on there, we're going to take and start spinning this down. This uses a 15mm wrench. You have a couple options there. You can either just use a 15mm wrench and start cranking down on it, or you can take a ratcheting set, or if you have a ratcheting wrench, that works too. There's not a lot of torque on a wrench, so that's why I like using either a ratcheting wrench or just the fact that I'm lazy, I'll use power tools. Again, I don't recommend using power tools, but it's an option. Now it's off. Once it's off, you want to go ahead and loosen. In order to take this tool off, you have to loosen this back out, and then it spins out easily. So again, remember when you're ready to remove that tool, spin this loose first, then you can pull this off. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and remove our chain guard now. It's gonna be a 4mm Allen. Go ahead and spin this off. Once the top is off, now we can go through and get the ones inside of here off as well on the side that's on the frame. Normally, whenever you remove the pedal arm on the crank side, the chainring comes off with it. On this bike, it does not. So what you're going to need to do is take a 4mm Allen key, and you're going to have to loosen these nuts that are here. These are quite tight, so what I'd recommend is get yourself a 4mm socket as well, so that way you can connect it to your socket set and give yourself plenty of leverage in order to loosen these up. To give yourself also be able to hold the chain ring in place, you can slide the arm back on here, just don't tighten it down so that way that you can get a hold of it and then spin these off. Before you spin this off though, we're going to want to head and pull the chain off of the chain ring and put it to the side on the crank. It will be dirty, so I'd recommend you get yourself a paper towel so you can wipe off your hands. I've already broken these loose, now all I have to do is spin these off. So I can take off the arm and just start spinning it down. You have to put your finger on the back end of this in order to hold the nut that's on the back side, so that way it doesn't go flying and you can actually spin it off. Now that that is off, you can go ahead and take off your chain ring like that. If you've noticed, the way I did that is behind, I just turned it a little bit and then you can kind of tilt it to the side to pull it out. Now it's time to start reassembling it. So you can see here's the chain ring that we took off and the chain guard. The chain ring is going to go on the back side of this hub. So just like when we took it off before, go ahead and pull it in and then slide it back here. I'm going to take my nut that looks like this, and I'm going to place it behind the chain ring so it sits kind of like that, and then I'm going to go ahead and put the chain guard in front of it and just start threading this screw in a little bit. You have to do that for all of these nuts. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you have to do it for all 5 of these. So I would not make it tight until you get them all started. Okay, don't forget, these go on the back and the Allen key goes on the front. Okay, now that I got them all started, I want to go ahead and tighten down all 5 of these. So let's get it snug. And I'm going to go ahead and put the arm on it and then twist it to make sure it's tight. Okay, now that that's on, we're going to go ahead and you're going to push on your derailleur to let it move forward, and then you're going to get your chain back onto the bike. You can see right here the difference between the 2 chain rings. There's quite a bit of difference, which is going to change your entire pedaling on the bike. They should give you a lot more pedal power on the top end of speed, but it's going to go at a risk of losing bottom end pedal pressure. It will make it harder to start from a stop. Okay, once that's done, you want to go ahead and put your pedal back on, and you're going to look to make sure that it's the exact opposite way that the pedal on the other side is. Once you get that pedal started on here, we're going to go ahead and take our 8mm screw, and we're going to start screwing that back down in. It's going to start getting tight, and when that happens, you're going to want to head and put your ratchet on it so you can get the leverage you need in order to do this. What you're accomplishing right now is you're sucking this pedal back onto that arm so that way you can pedal. Okay, now our last step, we want to go ahead and put our pedal back on. In order to thread the pedal on, we are going to thread it clockwise. Again, it's easiest if you use a 15mm wrench to spin it on. Now that you have this complete, you might need to adjust your derailleur, which is back here. I will link a couple different videos showing you how to adjust the derailleur. But first, you want to go ahead and take this out for a quick ride. Make sure if you're able to shift all of your gears and the chain doesn't fall off, your derailleur does not need adjusted, it is fine. But if your chain starts popping off, your derailleur will need adjusted. So the problem we're running into now is that the chain ring that we had, the guard for it, now if you try to put it on, it's going to hit the chain ring because we want it to stick out, but this chain ring now is too tall because it's significantly taller than the ring that was there. What I found what we can do, it's a pretty easy modification. I bent this out just a little bit. So now, when you put that on, it will clear the chain ring. It's pretty easy to do. I'm going to go ahead and show you how to do it right now. In order to bend this out, it's pretty simple. I'm just going to sit this flat so it's standing straight up. I'm going to take a dead blow hammer and just hit it a few times, and it will bend itself out so that way that it'll work. So again, a couple whacks will change the entire way that it bends.
Please note that I am only showing one way to bend this bracket, and feel free to bend it however is easiest for you.
Okay, let's see if we can get it back on now that I've bent those brackets up a little bit. Again, you'll want to go ahead and use your 4mm Allen and do your screw. I'm going to go ahead and stick it through the hole, like so. Then you can reach the screw by going through your chainring. And we'll just start screwing or tightening it in, just enough so that way that it sits upright. And then I'll go ahead and do the other side. Again, same thing. I'm going to go underneath the chain, start threading in this end. If at first you don't get the clearance you need, feel free to take it back off and smack it a few times. Again, you're just going to put the ends on the concrete floor and then hit right in this crease to start bending this out. There could be an easier way, but honestly, with a dead blow hammer, it didn't take me too many whacks in order to bend that out just enough, because it barely missed what it needed. So from here, again, I'm going to use the black screws now. I'm going to start screwing this in on the top. I'm going to do the same on the back. And then tighten it down. Once you get the screw started on all of them, I'd go back and now make sure to tighten down your screws that mount it to the frame of the bike. Again, it's not perfect, but it's enough that at least provides you some protection on your chainring. So that way you don't have to worry about stepping down onto the crank. You can see just by bending up this bracket just a bit, and then bending this just a little bit as well. Now everything fits. It covers my chain just perfectly, and you have free wheel motion with the chain. Because we did have to bend the brackets, I would not recommend stepping on the chain guard at this point in time, because I do not know if that will bend that into your chain ring or not. but it does provide you a last form of protection against that chain, just in case. But again, just like before, you should not be using that as a step anyway. Make sure to step completely over the bike whenever you get on. Okay, we're starting out. You're going to see here, I'm going to go ahead and go through some of the gears. It shifts like I expect it to. It's clicking in the different gears. No problem. So mine, I did not need to adjust the derailleur at all. Your mileage may vary on if you need to or not. All right, guys, here we go. I put it in gear 7. It still shifts the gears like I expect. Here we are on 20 miles an hour, 21, and I'm able to keep up with pedaling now. Where before, you had to really crank on it in order to get this speed. Now I can actually have pedal pressure while I'm pedaling, and I can even put more into it if I want to. This is a perfect upgrade.
There you have it, folks. You can see how this upgrade has made the Tiniover Trike a much more usable bike to pedal for higher speeds. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.